In Weckstrom, we trust. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Joe's Sports Channel. To all the wonderful Booney believers, I seriously just want to take this pleasure and take this honor to represent this show from day in and day out because tonight's show is something to remember for quite some time. Guys, I've had so many great players over the years, so many great commentators over the years, so many famous people. But tonight, it's not about famous. Tonight is about acknowledging a great goaltender that is all the way from Finland, is now playing for the London Nationals. And before we bring in our great friend Johnny Be Good and that beautiful, sexy pinata Weckstrom, I had to say that, my friend, for the first time for you, buddy. Let's just look at the stats. The London Nationals sweeping, the top four tier team listable, and the record is showing. And Gary Bettman, if you're not listening, buddy, or if you're not going to sign this guy, then it's your loss, the National Hockey League. Minutes played, game one, incredible. Like, you don't see this from NHL goalies today's day, maybe back in the days, but these days you do not see that. 59 minutes, 46 seconds, 53 saves. That's game one. We're talking game one. We're talking about a series that can go to 7. It's best out of 7. And then you're talking game two, ladies and gentlemen, 81-50, saves 56 in Weckstrom, we trust. And then we're talking game three, folks. To go back to Listowel, you're up 2-0 the series. Listowel, they want rebounds, in front of the home crowd. 45 saves, 60 minutes. And then game four, you have that momentum to close it out. And in Weckstrom, we trust. 44 saves, 198 saves, 262 minutes. And ladies and gentlemen, let's bring him on, Cass Weckstrom, and our great friend, Johnny Be Good and Weckstrom. Good evening, folks.
Welcome, everyone.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys.
We're certainly excited to have you on. We've enjoyed watching your phenomenal goaltending, and we are excited to have you on the show. I don't know if you know, we had Tadino last week, and we also had LePain the previous week. So you're definitely another one of the top players. We enjoy having on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's gonna be a good time for sure.
It's an honor. Kaz, before we even, ask you these questions, I seriously simply want to take this time and thank you for coming on the show. And you're incredible. Keep doing your thing, man. You know what it is. You're 20 years old. You got a bright future ahead of you. And you know what? The time is now for you, my friend. Johnny, you go ahead, my friend.
All right, we're going to have rapid fire questions, Kaz. No pressure. All right, so this is your first season with the London Nationals. And how has this team kind of met or exceeded your expectations from, I guess, what you had back home? How is this a different experience for you?
Oh, yeah. When I first got here, I didn't really know what to expect. To be honest, I hadn't heard of the coach before. Or the Nats, so came pretty open-minded, but can't lie, it's been an unreal time, and no, I've enjoyed every moment for sure.
Yeah, well,
great
you've got
fans
an
of the
NHL
games,
coach.
and the hockey's fun, and
you've got an NHL
exactly.
coach, Brandon Prust.
Yeah, we have a great coaching staff for sure, and great group of boys. I mean, it's always fun to go to the rink, that's for sure.
Kaz, I just want to ask you a question, okay? A deep, deep question. Are you ready for another 198 stops?
Oh, yeah. Just bring it on.
Okay. So my question to you is, are you excited for the Nationals playoff run, especially after a series sweep? Are you ready for St. Mary's, who has been a tough opponent all year? The facts are St. Mary's in the last 5 seasons have been 8-2, and you guys have been 3-8. What needs to change for London to get over that hump?
No, I mean, of course, Mary's it's a great team. We played against them 5 times this year, and no, we know what to expect, that's for sure. But no, I just think that we have to take one game at a time and just try to do our best every night. And I'm sure that will be enough to beat them.
Absolutely. And we saw the whole series between Kitchener. All those games were 1-2 goal games. And Kitchener had a great series that game. They had opportunities to even go up in that series, but unfortunately, it was St. Mary's who had that veteran experience. But I look at it like this. I even told Brandon Prost there was a reason why they lost 6 games, but they did lose 6 games. And I believe as long as you continue on playing how you are playing in front of the net and defending, believe me, there's a chance for you to go in there and the Nationals to make it a series. I'm not going to say you guys are going to win this series, but I believe in Weckstrom, and I believe the Nats are going to make it one great series that St. Mary's might have a hard time in these next few games.
We've always got to have confidence in the series. The one thing I've noticed the first 2 games, they said there was 55, almost 60 shots. But the difference I noticed, the boys were playing much better in front of you defensively, though the third and fourth game versus Listowel. I think that was a big game changer for you too. You must see that yourself, that the boys are playing, so that you're not facing 55, 60 shots a night.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think we just our game just got better and better through the series, that's for sure. And even though I got a lot of shots, but like there wasn't too many like great A scoring opportunities. And every game we managed to score more than Listowel. So no, that's something we gotta take with us to the next series as well.
I was a little bit worried about you that first game because in Listowel, when you're on the road that game 1 and you were up over 50 shots, I was wondering if you were a little bit fatigued, but you took a bit of a break there in the third period. So I thought maybe he's a little bit fatigued, or I don't know.
Yeah, no, that was actually a rule I didn't know. So the net came off and they had to drill the holes again. And I went to the bench,
okay.
and apparently the goalies aren't allowed to go to the bench unless there's a timeout or the period's done. So that was something I didn't know, but we learned from that. And
yeah, like you said,
make sure we won't
different
happen again.
rules and little things that you're learning as you go here, maybe different from Finland.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Well, Booney believers keep asking me great questions for Weckstrom, so I'm going to even put this out to you. We're kind of talking about that so far. You faced a lot of rubber in that first round versus Listowel. 198 stops. The facts are here. The facts don't lie. In those 4 games, how do you stay focused before enduring a game, Weckstrom?
no, I mean, I got pretty specific routines, I guess. Some things I like to do before every game, and I don't know, just trying to take one shot at the moment and at the time, and just go from there. Trying to do our best, and then hope for the best.
That's what I wondered. Like, you probably have your own pre-game ritual, and maybe during the game, like that's the thing. You kind of get in that zone. You're focused before the game. The big day. So maybe you're a little more casual in the off days, like today. But once it's game day, you kind of have your focus on what you like to do.
Yeah, absolutely. No, there's some small things I like to do during the game day, and pretty much the same warm up every time and stuff like that. But nothing too crazy though. So.
All right.
The thing about, the Nationals, and especially you, Weckstrom, you guys are clicking together at a point that you guys need to. This is not the regular season. This is not preseason. This is playoff mode. Now, Listowel, they were a good team, but now you're playing a top team in the Western Conference that only has 6 losses. But I see the discipline. I see Brandon Prost putting this team together. I see LePain scoring. I see this whole from line 1 to line 4. They're clicking together at the point that they need to. Now, my question to you is, Weckstrom, game 1 in St. Mary's, are you prepared for that game, or do you mentally get prepared when you arrive to the arena?
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure that all the boys are pretty excited for the game, and it's been in our minds for a while since we knew we were gonna face them in the second round. But no, I mean, it's gonna be just so much fun. I mean, there's always a big big crowd in St. Mary's and a great team, so we couldn't be better.
Yeah, as you know, I don't know if you know the history, but the Nationals faced them last year in the playoffs, and it didn't go so good. And they're playing the number one seed again, so it's definitely a we call a heavyweight tilt, and we know it's going to be a tough challenge. But if the Nationals play the way they have, there's no reason that they can't be beat.
No, yeah, I've heard some stories from the boys who were on the team last year, and no, it's just makes me want to win even more.
That's sure. Right. That's good. Let's go Nationals.
Yeah.
I'm
Friday night.
I'm putting my money on Weckstrom, and I'm putting my money on the Nationals, and I'm gonna say 3-2 the final in regulation. I'm gonna say Weckstrom has 47 saves. That's my prediction for you, my friend. I think it's gonna be a tough series. It's gonna come with physicality, but it's gonna come down to honesty. And the one thing that is successful from your end, you do not give up rebounds. And that's when a goalie is successful. And when I look at goalies in the whole league, or I look at, Booth Housego, he's a great goalie for the St. Mary Lincolns. But I'll tell you something, he gives up a lot of rebounds. And that's why Weckstrom doesn't. And the facts are there. You swept Listowel, and Kitchener got a game out of St. Mary's. So we're going to see what happens. It's going to be a tough matchup. They got to taste their own medicine. We lost last year in the championship game. It's time for them to taste their own Advil coming up on Friday, April 4th. Johnny?
All right. So you were mentioning, we didn't say it on the air. Happy belated birthday to you, Kaz. I know it was last week. Mine was on the weekend, but happy 20th birthday. So that kind of begs the question, because I think it's age 20 that they need to move on. So once this season is done, once the Nationals win the title and the trophy, what is next? Are you going to try out for the London Knights, or kind of what's the next steps for you?
Yeah, no, I have one more year playing junior hockey. So, okay. but like, yeah, I haven't really been thinking too much about next year. I mean, just trying to be extremely focused in this moment and just do our job as good as we can right now. So.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that by age 20 that that was it, that they couldn't go anymore. So that's why I'm not sure the age restriction, but I thought usually by 20 maybe they had to move you to the Knights or somewhere else. Because I know with Josh LePain, we were talking with him, and he's saying hoping to get the call to the London Knights. But that's always the dream. You want to get to that next level, but if you're kind of already contracted or you're in for next season as well, that's great for the London Nationals and great for the fans.
Yeah.
I still don't understand to today why Weckstrom is not in the OHL or NHL. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Seriously, I look at a goalie like you remind me of a Carey Price. And I'm not going over, my friend. The saves that you do, the London Knights need you. The saves that you do, join the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maybe you can win a championship once.
Joe's a Toronto fan, in case you didn't know.
The thing with Weckstrom is, man, just keep your hopes high. Eventually, it's going to come true, and keep your head going, man. And you have a lot of years ahead of you. You're still young. You're 20 years old, and I believe time will tell before anything else, my friend.
Actually, I had a question for you. Is there a goalie, an NHL goalie that you kind of model yourself after, or that you kind of look up to, or who are some of the players in the NHL that you admire or look up to?
Yeah, well, no. So when I was younger and growing up, I used to love watching Carey Price.
Carey Price.
He's
good team,
always
Montreal.
Been,
that's my team.
Always been the number. Yeah. No, he's always been the number one guy in my eyes, and just like a huge like role model, and something I want to learn a lot about his game. And no, he's just number one guy for me.
Well, that's definitely a top tier guy to model your game after and aspire, level to aspire to.
Got another question for Wex.
Yeah, exactly.
Wex, if you could face any NHL player currently or retired, who would it be and why?
Well, I mean, pretty sure it had to be the Finnish Flash, Timo Solani.
I knew it.
Just
I knew it.
absolute legend.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be my answer.
Yeah, Tino Salami. If I was a goalie, it'd be Alexander Ovechkin. He's 4 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's
I thought it was
all
5.
time.
Oh,
He's
tying. 4 from
he's
tying.
he scored tonight.
Oh, did
Scored
he? Oh,
against,
I didn't see any games tonight.
yeah. Our final question, for the show, it's been an incredible show so far. What are some things you like to do on your spare time away from the rink at the Western Fair Sports Center?
Yeah, no, we usually come up with different things with the boys. So lately we've been playing a lot of poker, a lot of cards. It's been a good time. So
Well, you're
that's
across
a
from
lot
the
of fun.
casino there, so good place.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll make a bet with you, okay, Weckstrom? I like making bets
Uh-oh.
with people on social media, even in rinks. I'll make a bet, okay? And this is a good bet, okay? If you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, if you win that series against St. Mary's, I will get you a Timo Salami jersey made for me and sent to you.
Yeah,
okay?
that sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay. And I don't want no deal from you. I just want to give you that, win the series, get the salami, and win a championship.
That must be hard to come
Yeah.
by. That'd be hard. We got sports stores here in London, but I'm not sure you'd see a Solani shirt. But I'm sure we can find one for you.
Don't worry, I'll get him a salami shirt, and I'll get him some salami on top of that too.
Salamis for
Yeah.
Oh,
That sounds
boy.
good.
Yeah, man. No, I just want to wish you, good luck on Friday, man. Keep up the great work. Keep motivating yourself, and just keep driving and focus, man. Focus, focus, focus. That's the number one thing. I know Brandon Press has really trained you all year, and I watched you all year long, and there hasn't been any downfall on you. That's always been upgrade for you. So just, go in there, pound salt, and get these guys, and let's move on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Anytime.
Well, I can definitely say we definitely appreciate you. We enjoy watching you, the phenomenal saves, and being a goaltender myself in ice hockey and ball hockey, I enjoy and appreciate the talent. I always get, oh, you're just standing there. There's nothing to do. I said, I think we appreciate the talent and the skill that goes into goaltending, and love that you're aspiring to be a Carey Price, being a Habs fan. So keep doing what you're doing, and I believe just watching you, you're going to get to that next level this year or next year. Well, probably next year, but with the London Knights, or a team that definitely needs a great goaltender like yourself on your way to the NHL journey. I imagine that's the dream for you.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you so
Any
much.
favorite
guys. It means
teams?
a lot.
Who's your? Do you have a favorite NHL team you'd like to play for?
Not really, no. It's probably for the most part just the goalies. Goalies I like to watch, but lately it's been a lot of Boston games. Like Swayman a lot too. So
All right.
If the NHL needs a goalie, the Nashville Predators need a goalie. Go after the Nashville Predators.
Lots of teams.
Lots of teams are looking. And, before we end the show, the schedule for the upcoming games against St. Mary's in London is Friday, April 4th in St. Mary's, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then Sunday back at the Western Fair Sports Center, April 6th, 7 p.m. And then back Monday, back-to-back game. That's going to be a tough game, but I believe in Weckstrom is Monday, April 7th, 7:30 p.m. for game 3. And then, you got Friday, April 11th, 7:30, and then Sunday, April 13th at the Western Fair Sports Center. And if there's a game 7, it'll be Tuesday, April 15th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time in St. Mary's. So it's going to be a good series. I hope all the best for both opponents. May the best team win. And again, thank you, Weckstrom, again, seriously, for taking the time to come on the show. And we appreciate you, and we look forward to have you very soon in the Futures of Tomorrow.
Actually, I got one last question here.
Yeah.
When you have back-to-back games like that, do you do tag team with Finn Wilson, or do you are you okay to handle that? Is that kind of overwhelming back-to-back games?
yeah, no, I mean it's up to the coaches for
Of course, yeah.
100%. But no, I mean like obviously Finn is a great goalie as well, and I feel like we both can play well and give our team a chance to win every night. That's for sure.
Yeah. What's it like been working with Finn and doing back-to-back game, or doing playing tag team on the season with Finn?
No, I mean he's a great guy. He's a really good goalie. He's signed by the Knights, so he definitely knows what he does. And no,
Absolutely.
it's a lot of fun to be his teammate.
All right. Well, that's great to hear. Sorry, it was just that question popped into my head about back to back. But like you said, it's up to the coaches. And again, we wish you all the best. We know you're going to have success against St. Mary's, and good luck on the Friday game one. We'll be there. We'll be there in the commentator booth.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for having me.
All right.
Anytime, buddy. In Weckstrom, we trust you. Go kick some ass, buddy. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Take care, my friend. See you, buddy.
Thanks. See
Good
you guys.
That is Casi Weckstrom, folks, for the London Nationals goaltender. I'll just tell you, man, an incredible guy that actually seriously, took the time to come on the show. And I was actually talking to him before, come on the show tonight, who's backstage. I says, Wex, every time I speak to you at the Western Fair, I don't want to bother you. And I'm afraid for you, I'm afraid to go up and bother you because I know you're in that game mode, you're focusing, prep meals. So I think this is actually my first time actually speaking to you and hearing your voice. So he's so nice, man. He answered all the good questions. Johnny, thank you for putting those great questions together. Without you, this would never have happened. So we made the show really, really happy before, the series, because that'd be really tough to have Weckstrom on, during the series and interview him. So this is a perfect time to actually get to know who Casi Weckstrom is and what he's all about.
Yeah, no, that's what we do here at Lightning in a Bottle Entertainment, which Joe Sports Channel is a part of. And yeah, I enjoy putting those questions together. I love that we had Josh LePayne and also Anthony Tadino on the show. So we'll have to see if we can get those videos up on the website, soon. So everybody can watch along with watching the Booney Believers and Joe Sports Channel. Appreciate everybody tuning in.
And I'm going to be honest, I interview a lot of people over the years, and Jack Armstrong, so many great people, and Jack
Jim
was
Barker,
probably
yeah.
Jim was good, but probably the guy that I felt really comfortable was Jack, and I really enjoyed Weckstrom tonight. He was solid, short but really good answers, and that's what you want to hear from a goaltender. I think he's ready for the big league.
He's already focused.
The stats say it, guys. Like it's nuts.
Man.
You don't see that today's day. You really don't.
I was gonna say playing goalie. I said, man, like that's why I was feeling for him. I said, man, 55, almost 200 shots in 4 games. I mean, that is amazing to me. That's already NHL level. So any scouts or anybody that's watching, I'm sure they've got him on the radar, whether it's this year or next year. He's moving, but I definitely see him getting drafted and getting NHL ready in the next year or two.
I think he's NHL ready right now.
I believe there's teams he's playing better than some of the NHL goalies already.
And I was saying, with Booth Housego, he's a good goalie. I'm not going to say he's great, but he gives up a lot of rebounds. And Kitchener, they had chances to win that series or even go up. It might be crazy to say, but it's the honest truth. And it's a team that it's going to come down to strategies. It's going to come down to playing them, outsmarting them, and you got to stop giving out penalties. That's the number one thing that London needs to do.
Yeah, it's playing solid. And it's, again, I always say it starts from the pipes out, right? When I look at playoff matches, whether it's NHL or anything, I look at the goaltender. It starts from the pipe out, and it's your defense. And the games that like Lave and Kopchak and Doyle, I mean, all those McKay, I mean, all the games that those guys have been stepped up and played solid in front of him, they've won, right? So, and that's what it takes. Great goaltending, solid defense, and yeah, I mean, you need your goal scorers. So if they can put all that together, it's not going to be an easy task. You're going against the number one team. There's a reason they're number one, and they're the champs. So to be the best, you've got to beat the best, and this is their opportunity to prove that.
Absolutely, and the record hasn't been the best for the London Nationals in the last 5 seasons. I said, the 3-8, St. Mary's the last 5 years are 8-2 and 1, but London has won 3 games out of those 11 games, so there's still hope there. It's just I look at this team, and St. Mary's doesn't make mistakes. London does, but the one thing about London that I see is, and this really made me think of London in the last series against Listowel. They played as a group from line 1 to line 2 to line 3 to line 4. We can go on. Even, Weckstrom. They played so good. Even if they were down 2-1, they came together. They knew the strategy. Now, does Brandon Prost have what it takes to do that against what he did Listowel? No. So there has to be other strategies. You got to study these players. You got to study Booth Houseco. You got to look further into these guys and see what is their weakness. And again, there is weaknesses, but they barely make mistakes. But when they do, take opportunities, take advantage, because once you take those advantages, trust me, you're never going to regret it and never going to lay back. And that's what makes a great hockey team. Trust me, I've seen it and I've listened to it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Capitalizing on those opportunities. Again, if you got a power play, stepping up, making the most of that power play, and again, shots on goal, and again, solid defense, and then capitalizing those opportunities. I mean, that's sounds easy for success, but again, it's hard work, and that's why he said from the first line to the fourth, even the fourth line with McSorley and Moffat, Clark. I mean, those guys are working hard and. From the top to the bottom line, and that's what it takes. It's solid effort, and that's why the games can go so easy one way or the other. It's a one goal here, one goal there, one big save here, right? One save there. So I mean, there's so many little pieces in the game, and sometimes it doesn't take much to tip the scales. But again, hard work and dedication pays off.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to go back to the schedule. I mean, the
Thanks,
standings.
Maxie.
Yeah, the stats don't lie. The stats do not lie at all, and that's what makes it a great team. And another guy that I really appreciate is their general manager Tony and Michelle and the people behind the scenes that really put this game together. The owner Dean Pomerlo, the wife, the children. They're really really good at what they do, and that's what I appreciate a team like that. And they give
Yeah,
us chances all the time to broadcast their games.
good caring family. Yeah.
They do. And that's what you want from an organization. You want a good, caring family that brings a team together. And they are very welcoming. I'm telling you right now, every time I go to the Western Fair, Joe, do you need anything? Do you need a stool? Do you need food? I feel like $1,000,000. I don't even get that here at my house. I don't get to here at my house. My mother doesn't
There
even
you go.
do that for
Maybe
me.
you should just stay at the arena.
You know what? I would stay at the arena if it wasn't that damn cold, man. It gets
Oh, that's
cold,
true.
So off season, you got to change something in those units up there. But
Need your
other than that,
private booth, maybe.
yeah, maybe, right? Don't get me wrong, Kitchener, their arena's old, but it wasn't cold. It was perfect temperature.
Chatham.
I mean Chatham, yeah, not Kitchener, Chatham. Thank you for correcting me on that. I'm looking at the conferences. I don't want overall.
Well, it's going to be, they said we're into the semifinals. So, yeah, London's playing St. Mary's and Chatham playing Stratford Warriors. So, again, the top teams going at it, and that's what you want. Top four teams.
Well, look at the schedule here. You look at this for a second. This is incredible. London's fifth, 50 games, 30 wins, 16 losses, 3 ties. And you look at Listowel. Listowel is above them. And how does a team in the fifth sweep a team that has home ice advantage and doesn't even get a chance and was only up 1 goal on the power play? It's incredible. It's
Well,
just
I mean, Listowel played well. I mean, they have great players, Burkett and I forget some of the other, but yeah, I mean, Listowel played phenomenal, and again, just one play here and there could tip the scales, right? Goaltending game one. And two. So I mean, it's just one play here and there, a power play goal, or stopping a penalty shot, or it's these games are so tight, and that's why they, like you said, you got to be disciplined and play hard and keep digging. That's why I give credit to Listowel. Even when they were down 2-3 goals, they didn't quit, right? And that's where Joe had the heart attack in some of those games at the end where they'd come back and score 2 quick goals, and then they'd be within one. As the clock was counting down. So those
about it.
nail biter games, but again, the no quit attitude. So I give credit to Listowel. I mean, they hung in there despite the score in the games, and gave it their all.
You gave me more of a heart attack listening to your damn voice. And I always say this, and I'll say on live television on Friday. Listening to your voice gave me more anxiety than watching actually
Hey, you
those
got to
players
please the
on there.
crowd. You got to bring that excitement, that Joe Bowen. I don't know if I can do it exciting as Joe Bowen, but
This guy, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, and the clock keeps going up. It should be going down. And this guy is getting under my nerves. Like, come on, Johnny, we're together. We're a run. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. And then when it was
I'm
zero,
trying to make it exciting for the fans.
it felt like the biggest relief coming off my chest, like a 500-pound man was sitting on my chest all night. Seriously.
The Ric Flair, woo!
Yeah, you got some moves in there, man. Anyways, again, Johnny, you make the shows great. You make the commentating great. We work good together, and that's what
The dynamic
broadcasting is all
duo,
about.
just like Batman and Robin, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Unbelievable. You boys got this double.
Thanks, Maxie.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate the fans watching the show tonight from Maxie. And who else we got there? Daniel Barry Sports.
You got Dan. He's a great guy. He's always on the Joe Sports channel, and we're gonna eventually, come back on the Joe Sports channel once the series over. I want to do some trivia shows.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the NFL. I want to talk
going to
about.
say, we got to get back to the NFL season just around the corner, and especially maybe we can kick it off with the NFL draft. Boy, that's going to be huge. Only 3 weeks away, so I'm excited there. My 49ers looking to get some. They got 11 picks this year, so
I want to do that, and I want to actually watch it live and our reaction. We can do that, so that would be good. And it looks
at least the first night, anyway, the first or second night.
Yeah. It looks like we're seeing speculation, DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers are throwing the ball, having some good times. It looks like, A-Rod might come into Pittsburgh for a 2-year contract. So fingers crossed, maybe A-Rod has another 2 years in him, $44 million, at least 35 guaranteed US dollars.
Said that about Russ Wilson. Where's he?
He's a giant now. Once a giant, always a giant.
Yeah, those awesome Giants. Oh, they've been phenomenal the last couple of years. Amazing. He's gonna that great O-line. Really helped Daniel Jones.
What's this? Look at this.
Tom Robinson. Okay, sure. We can look to do. Yeah, the guys behind the scenes. I know there's a lot of guys behind the scenes. I'm not sure which one is Tom, but we'd love to get some of the other guys on the shows too.
Actually, let me write that down before we get off there. Tom.
We'll talk to Tony, our general manager, and he can point us out and see if you'd like to get him on the show. Maybe can that be next week, right? So it'll be our 4th consecutive week of getting the Nationals on the show, or we can talk to some of the other guys. Maybe David Brown we can get on the show. That'd be another great guy to have.
It'd be good.
He's been awesome all year too.
I wouldn't mind getting
or
back
even
on
Pomerleau. How about Pomerleau? We haven't had Austin on, so
gonna have him and his dad actually.
There you go.
Show. Father and son. Coming on the Joe Sports channel for the first time. It's going to be incredible. We can, guys, talk for so long. I have so much to talk about. I miss the Booney Believers. I miss you guys, but, I got to run. But, guys, check out Friday, seriously, on Flow Hockey. Joe Booney, your color commentator, with your play-by-play announcer, Johnny B. Good. We'll be broadcasting live. It's going to be an incredible crowd.
The Cardiac Kid.
I'm a little nervous, going to St. Mary's. The fans can be wicked. They really can be wicked. But you know what? We're going to go through that thick and thin, that blue and white, and go in there and try to steal a game in St. Mary's.
That's right. We're going to take the heckling and the boo, but we'll be there. We don't know if we're going to throw trash at us again or put us down. But hey, we got big shoulders, and we'll take it all in and be the great dynamic duo we are. And the Cardiac Kids bringing you the live play-by-play action.
Absolutely. Johnny, it's always a pleasure. Thank you once again for putting the show together with me. And I'll catch you in the next 48 hours, my friend.
All right. Have a great night.
You too. Take care, Johnny. Johnny B. Good from London, Ontario, Canada. Your broadcaster for the London Nationals, play-by-play announcer. And to the rest of the Booney Believers, I simply want to take this moment and thank each and every one of you guys on here, from Syria to the Middle East, Lebanon, Vancouver, Calgary, China, Hong Kong, whoever you're watching. Thank you for always believing in me, and thank you for always making Joe Booney look like a sexy pinata. live on air. Folks, our next show will be in the next couple weeks. We have a trivia show, and we're praying to bring on Bob Rathbun, the voice of the Atlanta Hawks. So fingers crossed, maybe we can get Bob Rathbun on the show and do a trivia show with many, many great famous people on here. Once again, it's my honor. It's April 1st, 2025. Have a wonderful rest of your night. God bless.